I'm a nerd. You're probably a nerd. Welcome back to the What a Nerd podcast. It's me, your host, Zek, once again. Today I'm going to be talking about the exposition, rising action, and climax, or at least what leads up to the climax of Star Wars, the original trilogy, the graphic novel. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The story starts very slow. It starts with, well, let me rephrase. The story starts with, like, in terms of exposition, very action packed. It has the scene where Princess Leia and her escort on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan. I'm using finger quotes, so you can't see me. A diplomatic mission to Alderaan gets raided by Darth Vader, a diplomat of the Galactic Empire. The reason behind Princess Leia's escort being attacked by Darth Vader is that Princess Leia was discovered to have the plans to the Death Star, a new battleship that the Empire is creating for the sole purpose of destroying other planets, destroying rivaling planets. To get back on task of the plot, Princess Leia places these plans that she has stolen from the Empire into a R2-D2 unit to basically have it run away from Darth Vader and the Empire, and this kicks off this is basically where the snowball of Luke Skywalker starts. It's where a lot of it just ties into a lot of future events. You'll understand once I get to it. So this R2 unit is now tasked with escaping from the Empire and meeting up with an Obi-Wan Kenobi, who Princess Leia Organa has a lot of faith in because she specifically asks him for help, claiming him to be the Alliance's only hope. C-3PO, another character, ends up tagging along with R2-D2 as he escapes, or it, I should say, considering it's a robot. R2-D2 is described to be a male. Please don't cancel me. So as R2-D2 escapes, C-3PO tags along, and they end up landing onto the desert planet Tatooine, nearby the battle site. Upon landing, the two droids have a small fight/argument, whatever you want to call it, and end up parting ways. But both of them end up being captured by a race of people known as the Ewoks, who specialize in capturing and reselling droids that they find in the desert. Speaking of these droids that they're selling, these two droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO, end up being sold to Luke Skywalker, his uncle, and his aunt as translator droids for the machinery that they work with and also the people that they sell to. Upon cleaning these new droids that Luke and his uncle bought, he discovers the message along with the plans that R2-D2 has been harboring within him about trying to find Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not knowing who Obi-Wan Kenobi, he immediately assumes it's someone he knows known as Old Ben. And you'll find out later that he's right, but at the moment we have no clue. It is assumed that they are the same person, however. At this point, Luke is asking his uncle for any details that he may know, and he actually learns that Obi-Wan actually knew his father, Anakin Skywalker. So the next day, well, I probably should specify this, the R2 unit, R2-D2, actually escapes, and Luke and C-3PO are forced to find him the next day. But the next day they actually end up running into Obi-Wan Kenobi, known as Old Ben Kenobi, and this is the major turning point for Luke in this first episode, really, where he gets the drive to learn the Jedi ways. This is where he learns about his father, Anakin Skywalker, being a Jedi, and how he was slain by Darth Vader from Obi-Wan Kenobi. While he was out, Luke Skywalker learns that his uncle and aunt were killed by the Empire, who were searching for his uncle and aunt. So this is when he really decides to join the Alliance to become a Jedi. So they go out searching for a ride out of the system into the system of Alderaan, where they can seek haven in the rebel base that is there. However, after securing a ride to the Alderaan system and arriving there, they find out that it has already been destroyed from the Empire's Death Star that is now operational, and they end up being sucked into a tractor beam, which is basically a magnet for ships, and they end up being inside of the Death Star where they have an encounter with Darth Vader. After arriving in said Death Star, they learn that the Princess Leia is actually in the Death Star as well. So Han Solo, Chewbacca, the two characters that gave Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan a ride, Luke Skywalker and I believe the droid R2-D2 go to save Princess Leia from the prison cell that she is currently trapped in. After the saving of Princess Leia, it is a panicked rush back to the ship that Han Solo had provided, and that is where, on that rush back into the ship, Luke Skywalker watch Obi-Wan get killed by Darth Vader. After this traumatic event for him, he is sent to the secondary rebel base, where he takes on the role as Gold Leader and flies in a group of spaceships in effort to destroy the Death Star. He eventually does, after losing about 4 or 5 other pilots to Darth Vader and the other TIE fighters, which is the bad guy spaceships. So, congratulations. You made it through basically the entire rising action and build up to the climax, or should I say, like, where it starts to become more of a climax. This whole first episode, episode 4, I should specify, of the original trilogy, is really just the rising action character development of Luke Skywalker as he decides to chase the idea of becoming a Jedi Knight. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, and see you later, nerds.